All right, so we talked extensively about the main story on SmackDown being Cena's heel turn tour, right? A farewell tour after Mania, seeing Orton at Backlash and all those promos against the fans and all that. On the other side, on Monday Night Raw, the flagship show, is it still the flagship show? Is it?
Yes,
Yes? Okay.
yes,
It's on Netflix, right?
it is.
They have the main story is Paul Heyman joining Seth Rollins and Bron
Yes,
Breakker, right?
yes,
In
yes.
this faction, and they're trying to take over, I guess, Monday Night Raw. And
Yeah.
um, what are your thoughts?
Okay. So, main event night one of WrestleMania. No title involved,
No
right?
title. No
No
title.
title was involved in that triple threat match. To me, one of the most highly anticipated matches of the evening. We wanted to see what happened. We knew that CM Punk was going to get betrayed. Let's keep it real,
Yes.
okay?
We
We
smelled it.
didn't
We
think
smelled it.
we smell the rat, and he kind of set himself up for that though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I love the fact that CM Punk is doing everything that he's supposed to be doing right now. When he came back, he's not in the title picture right this minute,
Nope.
but he is giving so much to this industry.
Yes.
These last, how long has he been back? 2 years?
Yes.
These last 2 years, 2.5 years
He's done great.
have been the greatest promos from this guy, and he's been helping everybody else along the way.
Absolutely.
Okay. Drew McIntyre, you're getting massive, massive, massive heat because of this guy. I mean,
Yes.
so we knew that there was going to be something that happened. We knew that there was some feelings that were lingering from the bloodline breakup, Roman never coming back to go save Heyman,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Heyman comes back out and cuts, of course, as he always does, the
Amazing.
beast promo,
Amazing
right?
promo.
The beast promo. Beast promo. Okay, so there's a lot of
Heyman
emotion.
Heyman did that promo, and everything I heard is this is why I'm here.
Yes. He also talked his way into his new client getting a World Heavyweight Championship match on the spot. That
Yes.
should just tell you the levels to Paul Heyman, right? Like for the last few, I mean, for a very long time, he's been the brains behind a lot of creative things that have been going on in the locker room.
Yep.
He's always had people's backs, right? And whenever you're a Paul Heyman guy, you already know that
Yep.
tap's coming, and I'm getting a rocket ship to the moon,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So it's good for Seth Rollins to change. We talk about Seth Rollins not making a change, not doing anything different. Okay, let's go back to when he broke up with the Shield, when he hit Roman Reigns in the back with the chair,
Hmm.
right? I predicted that Roman wasn't going to get pinned this year, which I was really shocked. Okay, I
Yeah.
stand corrected.
Yeah.
But he hit him in the back of the chair. What did he do after that? He aligned himself with Triple H during his first heel run with the title, right? His first run with the title, aligned himself with Triple H.
The authority.
He's going to align himself with people that are going to make him successful. And Paul Heyman, it has a record, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be successful.
Yeah.
And he wasn't successful last year with Roman. I mean, obviously, because Roman left and everything else. So he took this as a rocket ship to the moon. He got a World Heavyweight Championship match, whether you like it or not, right? I'm cool with it. Second piece, Braun Breaker. Let's be real. Braun Breaker is one of the most premier athletes for his age group in the industry.
Yes.
Okay. He's a Steiner. Okay.
Yes.
So he, by name alone and by his athletic ability alone, he's a top guy.
Yep.
I don't think his promos are all that great.
Not,
That's
not
just
yet.
me.
Not yet.
Not just me.
Not
Okay.
yet. He needs to
Listen,
start talking that Steiner math.
get into the Steiner. If he does a Steiner stuff, he'll be fine. But while he's not doing that, Paul Heyman's gonna help you.
Yes.
He's gonna get
He has
you.
his mouthpiece. He doesn't need to talk
Look,
great right now. He has Paul Heyman.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Braun Breaker won the Money in the Bank this year. Thanks to Paul. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's the type of stuff that Paul Heyman does, man. Brock Lesnar had the Money in the Bank, right? It was cool, right? The Money in the Bank, boombox briefcase. You never knew when he was going to show up and just ravage the place. Paul Heyman is one of those guys that you just want to be around when you're in the industry. If you can get around him in any sort of fashion, think about it, man. The Usos, tag team dudes, right? The whole bloodline, right? Them cats was dripped in gold.
Yep.
Both sets of gold.
Yep.
I mean, Roman too, obviously.
Right.
But both Usos getting both sets of titles, dude.
Yeah.
That was a story in and of itself. We were like, that's not going to happen. And it actually happened.
It
I'm
happened.
just saying. Paul Heyman has a lot to do. He'll do what he got to do, man. He's gonna push people. I think about when Paul Heyman pushed what was his name? Apollo Crews. Remember that Apollo Crews? He was doing a show after the show. I forgot the
Yeah.
name of the
On
show.
the interview
Yeah, the interview
yeah.
after the show, and was like,
Yeah.
look, man, this guy's trying to take food out of your family's household. What are you gonna do about it? Apollo got fired up,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And that was the first time he became a singles champ.
Yeah.
Those are the types of things that Paul Heyman he sees the potential in people before you, me, or anybody else in the industry, I feel, can see them. And he's just like, I see you, you've done great, but I'll make you better. Look at Brock Lesnar.
Yep. Now, got two thoughts about
I
this.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Got two
Sign
thoughts.
me up.
The first one is that I wish that they would have taken this opportunity to do something different with Seth Rollins in terms of his personality, in terms of his gimmick. I think his bizarre, gimmick, it has run its time. I think it's overused already. People don't. They still will do all that stuff. Fine.
Yeah.
Right, and he doesn't have to change his music, but I think he should have changed his tone, his attire, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if it doesn't have to go back to the Messiah or the Architect or whatever. Something different, maybe something different, right? I think it's a missed opportunity. But what I thought about right now is that Heyman said, I'm always looking for that next big thing.
Yeah.
For the next big thing. Do you think Seth Rollins is the next big thing? I think Paul Heyman is talking about Braun Breaker.
Yes.
And that moment, it's gonna come down.
Yes. But in the meantime, if Seth, honestly, say whatever we want, the Heat title is now a legitimized title. He's no longer a fly-by-night champion, right?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I predicted he was going to be a 24-hour champion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But now he's a legitimate champion. He has another match coming up this week coming up with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
He's
And then
gonna
with
defend it
Gunther.
there. He's gonna defend it there.
Yeah. And then Gunther, and he's probably going to defend it there too.
I
He's
don't
gonna
know.
defeat
I don't know.
himself.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know. If Goldberg shows up,
Yeah, could be.
okay,
What if Goldberg wants the title?
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther beats Jey Uso on the
Yeah,
title
wouldn't be surprised.
defense.
No.
And I don't think Jey Uso loses anything, right?
No.
Other than the title. I think that's fine. I think that would be fine. And they gave Jey Uso his Coffee Mania or Jeet Mania, whatever. I will be okay with that.
Good.
Yeah.
And we don't need a rematch. Please don't run that match back. We hate that match. Okay.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And it's not because of Gunther at all. It's
No, not at all.
Really, Jey
It
Uso.
takes two to tango.
Correct.
takes
It
two to
does.
tango.
It does. So I like this. I get it. It's a missed opportunity for him to reinvent himself a little bit. The next big thing is Braun Breaker, in my opinion. I think it's Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
But let's build it up. Let's see what happens. I mean, let's they're not gonna take the tag titles. I mean, you got Kofi and Xavier right now, the New
Right.
Day with
Right.
titles. But if they go over there to
And,
SmackDown and
and
take the titles,
why go for the titles anyway? For the
no,
tag team
no,
titles.
no. You take any piece of gold that you want because you're with Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Okay. Think about it. The Miz had the United States Championship, right? And then he had the tag team championships with Big Show, right? And then he had the Money in the Bank. I'm just saying, like, these are the types of things that happen.
Yeah.
Okay. It would make sense if they went and took tag titles and then all of a sudden they became Money in the Bank. It happens. It
Mm-hmm.
happens. So I'm okay if they do that. I'm okay if somebody else joins onto this faction, if you will, and does some stuff too, helps them wreck shop, whatever it is, because you're with Paul Heyman. And that dude, like I said, I think he's one of the needle movers in our industry. Like he's the reason why I watched the Bloodline for so long,
Who will
right?
you add to this faction of Heyman, Rollins, and Breaker?
My God. The list goes on and on. I mean, man, I would need to add somebody who's not as good as Breaker, but maybe just as frustrated. And that person could be like Ludwig Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, if you just want like an old veteran, I mean, let's be real. Sheamus is always your guy. I'm just you want somebody who's not the next, but he gonna look. You're gonna go through a match. That's your guy.
I would
Um,
personally add Austin Theory.
he's good too.
I will add him
He's good
because
too.
since the big old boss left,
Yeah.
he hasn't been doing well, right? And he needs a big change in his career.
Yes. Mhm.
And I think he has the in ring talent. I don't know if the mic work, but then you have Heyman, right?
Heyman.
You have Heyman,
Heyman.
right? So, and he's not as good as Braun Breaker, right?
No.
So he could go, and play that, mid card, go for the
Yeah.
mid card title and all that. I think
Yeah.
he would be a great fit
Yeah.
for that faction.
Right.
And he's on Raw. He's right there.
He's already there.
Yeah.
Do that. I think it's just somebody that's frustrated, has been overlooked, never seen him. Um, you know,
Apollo.
is he over on SmackDown?
He's
He's
on,
on
he's on Smack.
SmackDown. I
He's
think
on
he's injured.
SmackDown, but I
I
haven't
think he's
seen him
injured. I think he's injured
in
too.
months. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think he's injured.
yeah.
Um, I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay. And honestly, I mean, you think about like a third member, that could be anybody from NXT that's
Could
been
be.
overlooked, underutilized for a little while or something like that. I do see some frustration coming from this guy. I don't really particularly care for his in ring, but Trick Williams,
Trick Williams.
he's very frustrated right now,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
what could you do with that?
yeah.
Um,
He's not him.
he's not.
He's not him.
He's not. He's not. But yeah, I think anybody who's frustrated has been overlooked, passed over for a little while. I think somebody in NXT could do it. It could even be like a real small upstart, like you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
type of persona to do it. But yeah, I see it. I mean, I just thought Ludwig Kaiser because he had the interview on Monday, and it kind of alluded to some things about his frustrations. Right?
Oh
She's
yeah.
like, what did she ask him? Did Jackie Redmond ask him? It's already June and you really haven't been on the scene much. And then all of a sudden it clipped to something else, right? So,
Hmm.
kind of hinting that he's a little frustrated. And I can understand. He's been in Gunther's shadow for a long time, which is why I talked about the title and everything. I don't know if he's going to win that title. Just because Ludwig Kaiser has not had a chance to do anything with if Gunther has a championship, then I know Ludwig's not going to become a mid card champion. Does that
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sense?
I saw him when they came here to Atlanta. I saw him live in main event, losing to R-Truth.
Right,
So there's a lot of talent being overlooked
right,
on Raw and SmackDown right
right,
now. You got, we mentioned Ludwig, Austin Theory.
right.
You got the Dragon Lee. He's
Yeah.
great in-ring performer.
Hmm.
They got him from AEW or the Indies,
Yeah.
and he hasn't been doing much. Karen Cross, I mean my guy, Karen Cross,
No.
TikTok Fall and Prey. He's getting great reactions on main event, but no
I'm not
one is
getting
watching.
utilized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Mhm.
one is watching, right? But he's getting great live reactions, so hopefully he gets a chance.
Right.
There's plenty of guys being, overlooked right now. I'm glad that they're finally doing something with Berto and Garza and
Yeah.
Hector Garza or Angel, I should say. Hector was his uncle.
And
Angel,
Andrade.
yeah, and Andrade, right? That
Right.
finally doing something with them on SmackDown and Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they will do something with them. But yeah, there's a lot of talent that they're
Correct.
not doing much with, and
Correct.
either they get released on the next round or they get to do something. You know,
I hope they just build them into the storylines. There's ways to do it. And I mean, you have you have these Saturday night main events where you really don't need to showcase, no offense. You don't need to really showcase John Cena versus R-Truths and CM Punk and Sammy versus Braun and Seth.
Seth. Yeah.
Those are spots that you could really put a really good tag team match that you've been
Hmm.
building for a while on the show. I mean, think about it. Like we have to have those types of balanced cards. It needs to build to something,
Right.
and then you wouldn't be putting things together all quick. Oh my God, I gotta have Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest in a steel cage for Saturday Night Main Event. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna watch the match,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good
but
match, I think.
it's gonna be a good match. But I'd rather see it at a real major. I'd rather see it at the next PLE.
Yeah. I mean, they
You
do
rushed it.
treat
You
they
only
do
gave me like
treat
a week.
yeah, they do treat Saturday Night Main Event as a big attraction, and maybe that's part of the deal with where do they show that in NBC?
NBC,
Yeah, maybe that's part of the deal. Hey, we're gonna give you 4 spots a year or whatever, but you better put a big card, with big names. Maybe, I don't know.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch it, but I just feel like from a storyline perspective, you have to understand it makes the shows. It makes the shows appear to be lackluster.
hmm.
It rushes the storyline on a show because they just put this match together and it's in a week and it's in a steel cage. They could have built it up. You see what I'm saying?
But
Oh,
this is a story at the same time. This is a story I thought was finished at Mania.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
an extension. It's a
And they've
redo, a rerun.
they've never, but they never fought since then, right? No, I'm
They
sorry.
had a three-way,
No, I'm
right?
sorry.
Four
You're
way.
right. They fought at Backlash,
Yeah,
right?
four way for the
I'm just
title.
saying. And they killed each other for the title, right? And now you're gonna bring them back. I'm just saying, like you're rewatching stuff because you're not using people like Garza. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what
Yeah,
I'm using?
yeah.
And Humberto for that. And
I,
it's
I'm
like, hold
yeah,
on.
I'm good with the car Saturday Night Main Event. I think it's good. I think Cena and I'm happy to see our truth in a big match, right? In a big
Right,
scenario.
right, right, right.
It's not a PLE, but it's
It's
Saturday
not.
Night Main Event, so it's an
It's great.
NBC broadcast network.
It's
It's
great.
gonna be watched by many eyeballs. So I'm glad, to see our
Yeah.
truth being featured with Cena, and it's not a end of the story kind
No.
of match, right? It's not a big deal. Um, Logan Paul, Jey Uso. I think that's gonna be an exciting match from Logan Paul's perspective.
Right.
Let's see how he dances with Jey Uso, right?
I
Um, I,
think they rushed the next one though.
I
Like
think
I
so.
really didn't want to know that Gunther was gonna fight him next.
Got you. That's exactly what I thought.
Don't do that.
That kills the vibe because Logan Paul versus Gunther makes no freaking sense, right? Why would you do that? So now you can expect Jey Uso to retain at Saturday Night Main Event. They
Right.
shouldn't have done that.
They
I
shouldn't have
agree.
done it.
I agree.
And there was no need to do it on Monday Night Raw. There was no need to do it like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No
That,
need.
that was a big miss. I agree with that. I
You
agree
know,
with that.
like I said, just give me some mystery, Triple H. Like don't give it all
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
just let us just watch and see what happens.
yeah, yeah.
And if anything, you can always just do a backstage segment, and you know I'm gonna love that.
Yeah, and surprise us, right? Like he did with Io Sky when she beat Rhea Ripley for the
Yeah,
title. We
Yeah.
didn't see that coming. I didn't see that
No.
coming. So he can surprise us from time to time, and
Correct.
that has worked out fine. That
Yeah.
has worked out fine. Yeah, but he
Yeah.
seldom does that.
Yeah. He hasn't been like as exciting. I think he's just, I don't know, the storylines and just juggling all the people and all the shows. And now we have Evolve, which I don't know if you've been watching Evolve, but
I
Evolve has
haven't
its ups and
watched
downs.
one single episode.
It's not bad. Some of the matches are pretty good. And now they have an Evolve women's and men's title that's coming up, Fatal Four Way. So they're gonna have their own title soon. Um, but it's all exciting. I like developmental. You know, I like developmental, so I'll
So,
always watch it.
yeah, let's talk about Evolve. But before we go there,
Yeah,
yeah, talking about stories, right? Yeah,
yeah,
we have all these people coming in: Penta, Ray Phoenix, Aleister Black,
right.
Rusev. I think,
Rusev.
yeah, Rusev. I think they did a good job with Rusev because they
Yeah,
did these backstage videos where he's explaining,
he's
he's
great.
coming back to redeem himself, blah, blah. They did it well. They did it well. Penta, Ray Phoenix, Aleister Black, why are they back? Why are they there? What's their purpose? What's their background? Like, who are these people? Are we supposed to know? Are we supposed to be people that watch AEW and understand? You know what I'm saying? Tell me a story. You have a huge
Yeah,
audience that does
yeah.
not watch AEW,
Correct.
that have never
Correct.
seen these guys before.
Correct.
Okay, and the surprising thing is that for Penta, for example, I think he had a great debut on Netflix on Raw.
Yeah.
The entrance and all that
Yeah.
spectacular. Well done. The match, blah blah.
Yeah.
But there was not that background story. Where is this guy coming from? And in Busted Open, I listened to one episode where I think Thunder Rosa, she was talking about where he's coming from and why this matters, not only to Penta but to Mexican people,
Right.
right? Because he's not Alberto Del Rio
He's not.
that came from a family of power and mixed martial arts and
Yeah.
all of that. This guy came from the street on one of the worst places in Mexico. Him and his brother,
Yeah.
okay? They would wrestle for tacos,
Wow.
okay? Just to eat for frijoles, right? For beans, they would wrestle. And Penta, he has been a porter in a warehouse. He,
Wow.
just working in a warehouse. He's being a bus driver. Like,
Wow.
this guy came from literally from nothing, no connections, no family that will help him out, no money, nothing, nada, right? So when
Settle.
they Zero, from
Settle.
zero, right?
Settle.
When they show his family ringside crying that
Yeah.
he's on WWE, that's why they're crying.
Yeah.
And no one in WWE took the time to explain this to us.
Right. And part of it, I think, is like you said, them not investing in their talent, right? Okay, buy the rights to some of his stuff, not the AEW stuff, obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
buy the stuff, buy the rights to some of these matches that he's had. The
yeah,
Chelsea Green match, right? That's just a good example.
yeah.
Him and Chelsea,
They
just
have that. They have that.
no, no, they
They own that
do.
now.
Yes, but I'm saying they didn't before he came along. Okay, the reason why we fell in love with Alberto Del Rio, reason why I did,
Hmm.
was because like for 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, okay,
Preach,
he,
preach.
he gave me vignettes, okay,
Yes, yes,
1980s vignettes,
yes,
and my name is Alberto Del Rio.
yes. And
You
with the
already
big
know that.
mansion and the big cars,
Yes, he gave you everything,
a
okay?
story, a story.
He gave it to you. He gave you them pre-tape. They looked great. Remember when Razor Ramon did his in the middle of Miami?
Yep.
Like, I don't know about you, but I was real pissed when I found out that he actually was not of any Latin descent. Like, I was really mad. Like, I was so pissed
That's how it
because
used to be. That's how it used to
I'm
be.
a boy
Hey,
from the
it's still
Bronx.
it's still that way.
Yeah.
JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb,
Yes.
he's Filipino. He's not
That
bloodline.
look here. That's bloodline, okay?
He's not bloodline.
Actually, technically, it's not bloodline because they're not blood. They're not throwing the ones up. So don't take shots.
He's not
Don't take shots. But yeah,
bloodline.
like, yes. Tell me a story. Like,
Yeah.
Phoenix is coming. Okay, great. Okay, Phoenix, we know Phoenix, but okay, I've watched Phoenix for years. You have too,
Yeah,
Lucha Underground.
yeah.
But tell me some stories about these guys, right? I would
You're-
love to know more about them. Do some interviews with them, right?
yeah.
That's
Who
what they
are
used to do
you?
back in the
Who are
day.
you? Yeah. Remember
But
when Carlito Caribbean Cool debuted
yo,
and they had the vignettes of him walking in the beach and
yo,
oh, that's not cool. Pfft. Like give me something to care about.
that's because we had other shows. It wasn't everything is live. First of all, everything wasn't live.
Yeah.
Second of all, they cared about the matches are great. Don't get me wrong, the matches awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you gotta take some time and give me some of those promos in the background every week of
Yes.
just somebody on the roster and just highlighting them, right? Not just talking about, oh, how did you feel after the match? How did you feel before the match? Those are great.
Yeah.
But let me get the chance. Think about it, man. Ric Flair. Think about how many promos this dude cut and wasn't even in a match that night.
No, no, not at all.
He was just there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And they can do it. They did it with Rusev. They've done a
oh my
decent job with
God.
Rusev.
Yo,
They
them
did
Rusev
it.
promos was fire. And I don't know if you see it, but him and Sheamus are gonna fight, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And Sheamus is gonna help him over. Okay,
It's
I
gonna
want
be a
y'all to understand
banger.
that
Yeah.
he could win the match, but
Yeah.
he's gonna help Rusev over,
Oh
obviously,
yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
Rusev. Okay,
Oh yeah.
all the members of the League of
Alliance.
Nations are back in
Yeah.
WWE, and I am just so excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so
I hope
yeah,
they bring
but
Alberto Del Rio. I know he
oh my
sucks.
God,
I know he's made many mistakes,
yeah.
but he's man. I mean that would be so. I would mark out. So
I'm mark out like a 13-year-old girl at a Backstreet Boys concert. You hear me? That's
yeah.
just how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because I love Alberto Del Rio, and I hope they bring him back. And Alberto, I'm here to tell you on blast now, wrestle and take your and go right home. Just go
Yeah.
right home. Don't talk. Please don't talk, and just go home. And then I'm gonna support you 100%, brother, because you to come back and like, let's say you come back and like you come back and just challenge John Cena, for example, off rip. I'm cool. I'm
Oh
fine with
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
I'm marking out.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
I don't care. It's him. If Joe Hendry
You
came
mentioned
out
his
to this,
name. You just mentioned his
and
name.
I did say his name, Joe Hendry, show up at Saturday Night Main Event after that match, and show up right in front of John Cena off rip after he beats R-Truth. Do
That
it
is,
for me.
that is something else.
Do it.
TNA, they have this big event. I think it's at the end of July.
Yeah, it is.
Is it Slammiversary maybe?
Yep.
And they have this huge arena. I think it fits 17,000 people.
Yeah.
How they gonna fill that out if it's not with John Cena?
Yo,
They have to do something.
let's do it.
And if that happens, that's when everyone online is gonna shut up. Oh, what is TNA getting out of this? Oh, Joe Hendry did the job to Orton Mania, being the champion. That's embarrassing. Like WWE only sends their low card people to TNA, NXT low card people, blah blah. Like they're losing this partnership. That's when they're gonna get the payoff big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have to do something.
TNA is doing a great job. Like this champion, I love Joe Hendry, and we said it. We've talked about it for like about a year now with him. Everybody's like, "Well, I don't see the hype with him. I don't see why the theme song sucks. I don't see why he's not the greatest in the ring." You guys need to put your entertainment hat on, folks. You say his name and he appears.
Yep.
Come on, dog.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, he's 250 pounds still. He's over, 6 foot
Yeah.
and change.
Decent guy. Yep.
But he's brought more visibility to that title than the last 5 champions
Oh yeah.
outside of TNA.
Oh yes.
And that's what it's about. It's about getting asses that normally will not sit in those seats to sit
He's done
in
more
those
for
seats.
that championship than Omega did years
Yep.
ago. more,
Yup.
And Omega
Yup.
was a great champion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, but he has done more for that championship and for that company than Omega did.
Correct. And it's because of just star power alone. I mean, you got to have it, and he has it factor.
Hmm.
So, you need that. And I was watching an episode of LFG. I know you watch it too,
Yeah,
where I think it was, who was it? Um, it was, I think it was it Shawn? It was Shawn Michaels, and he said, we have to make sure that we're selling the promos and that part of it, the entertainment part of it, because after a while, people are going to get tired of seeing you guys just punch each other every night.
correct,
Like, that's not appealing. Like, when
correct.
we know that you're going to punch each other every night and that you're going to go over and win, that's not entertainment.
Yeah.
It's all the extra things. Dude, you got Randy Orton to break character at WrestleMania.
Hmm.
That's dope.
That's
We
dope.
all saw Randy Orton do that smile.
Yeah.
He don't do that.
No, he doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't do that. So, and that RKO was dope. That RKO,
That,
he's over there, and then he yak him.
that was that
Come
was
on, dog.
amazing. That was gold.
Nobody's gonna let him do that to him. And I'm sorry, KO, that you didn't get a chance to compete at WrestleMania
Yep. Yep.
because you were injured. But I think with what they had, they did the best they absolutely could. And Randy Orton had a great time, as always, because he's Randy Orton,
Yep.
for his 20th time to go out there and really just
Yep.
have a good time.
That WrestleMania will always be remembered
Right.
by the three-way match with the women's.
Those women killed each other.
They kill each other. The three-way on night one main event
Yo,
with Rollins and Punk and
yo,
Roman.
top match.
And to me, that RKO with
The
Joe
RKO.
Hendry,
RKO.
that top three moments of Mania.
That fourth one, I gotta throw one in there, is gonna be that fatal four-way when Dom went over.
That yes, that's right. That's right. That was
Dom,
amazing too.
yo.
That was amazing
People, because people was cheering for Dom.
And then he embraced it. He embraced
As a
it, like, having
heel.
fun.
As a heel, they cheering for him. So the fans are like, that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, they're okay with this John Cena thing
Yeah.
because they over here cheering for Dom. They
Yeah.
cheering for the Yeet title, and they're on the same show.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
why it's like a yin, like I said, a yin and a yang kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, people over here booing Dom all the time. 5 minutes, can't even get a word out.
Dom is so freaking over, man.
He just needs to work on his wrestling skills. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. He
Yeah.
just needs to get
And
back to the fundamentals.
he needs to bulk up. He
He
needs to bulk
does.
up too. Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. I liked his matches with Penta. I think him and Penta can go. Um, I'd like to see Penta really become a champion in WWE.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't just mean just the mid card. I really think he could be the world heavyweight champion.
He was the Lucha underground
Of
champion.
course, he was,
Yeah, he was.
and we loved it.
We loved
We
it.
loved it.
Dark Penta.
Yes. So he
Yeah.
has the capability of doing this.
Hmm.
I want to see WWE really utilize him in that way. Don't just put them here and then make them tag champs.
Yeah,
Right?
I think unfortunately that's what's gonna happen. I think what I've been hearing is that he might get, the Intercontinental title at some point.
Should.
But
That's
the
good.
the long-term plan that WWE has for them is as tag teams.
Yeah.
It's a tag
Ah,
team, and they're an amazing tag team,
I
but
mean, don't
they're
get me
great
wrong.
individually.
If you do that, that's fine. But let's bring back the Hardys or something to really set this thing off,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Let's really, elevate it. And I'm okay with them being tag, but I really want him to become, like I said, to me, Penta could be the world heavyweight champ. Like, he's very entertaining.
he
He
is.
has a character. I don't think he's had a chance to shine all quite yet in WWE, but I want to see more of him in the ring.
So,
Um,
so who you think might win Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank, man. So Solo Sikoa just won his match. He just qualified.
He qualified.
There's another qualifier next week. I think it's going to be Shinsuke. LA Knight and
and Aleister Black.
Aleister Black. There you go. Man, damn. Oh God. Who do I want to win? Somebody who actually needs it.
Yeah,
Somebody who will get this thing for the first time because just like Tiffy, you got to get through that first title hump ruffles.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with somebody who needs it. Oh, damn. I'm gonna go with Solo.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Solo because he hasn't really gotten the push that he really needs. He's gotten slighted on so many occasions.
Yeah.
Not with the Roman thing. Him and Roman, him losing to Roman, that's fine. But him losing to Cody, that was bad. Um, it was bad. And only because he beat John Cena. He beat John Cena. Like, what more
Yep.
do
He
you
did.
want? He
He
beat
did.
John Cena.
And to his voice.
Right. So he needs a push. He needs something in the bloodline needs to shake itself up a little bit. And then I could see the only man that could take that title back again, Roman Reigns. Because
I,
that's what I really want to either beat John Cena for the title,
yeah.
and I feel could beat him legitimately for the title, or just beat Solo Sikoa for the title. Um,
So for Money in the Bank,
yeah.
I'm praying, I'm praying that it's gonna be Kyron Cross. I'm falling, I'm praying that it's gonna be Kyron
Let's
Cross.
just hope he's even in a qualifier, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
even in
just
the
let's just fall
qualifier.
and pray for that,
Yes, yes,
okay?
yes.
And let's just
Baby
fall and
steps,
pray
baby
and hope
steps.
that he doesn't get pinned and that he can start a rivalry with somebody in a three-way match. Let's just start off with that, okay? He, don't get me wrong, he's entertainment value. Don't get me he's mass he's a big dude, you know, he can wrestle, but I just don't feel like he's been given opportunities to
No,
really
no,
showcase his real
no.
talent.
And he's been praised by many, offline
Yeah.
WWE like Eric Bischoff and X-Pac, and
Right, right, right.
like
Right.
this guy has it, and
Right.
he needs to get a chance.
Right.
So
Let's see what happens.
hopefully, fall and pray, carry and cross, fall and pray,
Oh
TikTok.
man. Oh man. Yeah. That's a long shot, I'll be honest.